Uptown Radio WGYN 98.5 FM. Yes, hip hop stands for helping important people help other people. And I feel like that's what we're doing today. There's a whole lot of hip hop happening today. Coming up next, we have Mike Greenidge from Fox 29. Mike Greenidge, we'll bring him up. He's going to tell his journey, his story with Dell-P. Are you ready up here?
So let me, if y'all ready, I'm ready.
Hold on, let me, yeah, bring it up. Come on up. Yeah, you can clap it up.
Yes,
we can do some clapping today. We can do some clapping today. Uptown Radio WGYN 98.5 FM.
Yeah, lights, yeah.
Lights,
yeah.
Uptown Radio WGYN 98.5 FM. Up next, we have Mike Greenidge from Fox 29. You ready to go?
Oh, I don't know. I was waiting for the price is right to stop playing.
The price is.
I thought like something extra was gonna like, you know what I mean?
Nah, you're good.
Gonna drop or something.
Pop, confetti, let's get to it.
Right. And then like boom, Mike Greenidge appears out of the smoke.
All right, Mike Greenidge.
What's going on, good brother? How you feeling,
chilling, man? I'm chilling, man. You know what I mean? Just here, just you know what I mean?
Word.
Do
So,
what we do.
thank you for coming out. Can I give you a quick interview real quick?
Sure.
So how did you get into the world of journalism?
Oh man, so I mean, I kind of stumbled in backwards into college, man, and
Okay.
you know, growing up, I grew up in New York City, man, and ran with a couple rappers and
Okay.
DJs and so forth, and thought I was gonna be a rapper or a DJ or something, and
Alright.
then I realized that the cats I was running with were really good at it, and I wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Alright,
So,
alright.
you know what I mean? And then while I was in school, I was like, look, man, I just started studying radio and broadcast, engineering and so forth, and that's where I ended up, man, and just started heading down that path. Thought I'd shoot music videos for a living, but somehow I ended up doing news.
Word. Well, I see what you're doing out here. I appreciate it as a citizen of the city. You know what I mean? See the things that you're able to bring forward to everybody else, because you know this is our culture. These things that we're doing, and it's not represented properly all the time.
Agree with you 100%.
So thank you for being another voice in our community.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what
And
I mean?
sharing that with everybody.
Thank you for receiving it, man. You know, I came to Philly in '98. I did a lot of, you know, I'm a news guy, right? So I've been covering news in the city since '98, man. And I've seen the best the city got to offer, and I've seen the worst that the city has to offer, man. But I also realize that there's a lot of stories out here that don't get an opportunity to get told because they just don't fit into the regular television news platform on a daily basis, you know. And now I got this program called 215 that I produce on Fox 29. Comes on Tuesdays at 6:30, and it gives me an opportunity to tell those stories that couldn't get told, right? So really, what I look for, man, is people who would not normally have a space on TV, their stories don't normally make TV because, you know, they didn't steal nothing, or they didn't shoot anybody, or they're not, you know what I mean, their whole life ain't falling apart, or, you know what I'm saying, and not that there's not a place for those, but I think we hear those stories all the time, and personally, I don't, you know, we want to help everybody, but you know, I'm personally not inspired by sob stories. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's not an easy way to say that, right? Because it sounds heartless when you say it like that, right? But really, I think, you know what I mean, when we get beat up so often with sob stories, we forget that there's things to celebrate.
Plenty to celebrate. Right,
and so my goal is to try to show off the things that we got in this city and in this region worth celebrating, you know what I mean? And you know, let's not forget the people who are hurting and the people who are suffering, but also, man, let's inspire people by showing off and engaging the people who are actually out here doing beautiful things in and around the city.
Yeah, because there are plenty of people that are working hard to bring as much love and joy to youth and adults and elderly, everybody in the city, and they just don't seem to get the highlight. Now, it seems like society doesn't get hype about stuff like that. But even if they don't get hype, it needs to be shared. If it's media, a public outlet, we should be doing our best to share that as well. Definitely agree.
And hopefully I can try to encourage that hype, you know what I'm saying, with my platform.
Yeah, you are. You beyond trying. You know what I mean? You getting it done, so I salute you for that.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you checking it out, and I appreciate that, man. 'Cause that's what it is, man. That's what I do, you know what I mean? And then Then I show up to celebrate people worth celebrating. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed. We're here to celebrate the good brother Dell-P tonight.
Facts.
Give it up for him real quick in the room. Let's go. So let's all handle your handle.
Yeah, I guess if that's where we at with it, then we can, you know what I mean?
All right.
Do we need a third chair? Or how we gonna make this work?
I'm gonna fall back. He can take this one.
Alright.
Go, bro.
Uptown Radio WGYN 98.5 FM because that was Mike Greenidge from the Fox 29 news program. It's a great news program they got over there. We are actually trying to do some news over at Uptown Radio. We're going to play this one record real quick. And we're going to get Dell-P on the stage.
Slide over the Dell-P.
I know where it come from.
Appreciate you, brother. Doing great work out there, man. You know what I mean?
Setting it off, letting it off, beginning. Breath of fresh air, these years too much pretending. Inciting the riot to get a mention. So the film gon' come out in a watch show to find the Willis Winston. Since the teen, I've been pulling strings, George Benson. Give me the night and I have them all at attention. Guarantee it, I'm a legend, it's clear to see it. Word outside, I'm the vibe that's here and needed. Rhyming official, dog, I go hard, Donovan Mitchell. Can't call up, my grind is essential. Gotta have it like LOG. Top 10 status that they'll never be. Till they drop my casket, know it's FOE. All gold can't pause me at all. Consistently a problem that's been hard to resolve. That's why these dollars can't cause me to fall. Came from corner ciphers, now I'm rocking Carnegie Hall. One time for hip-hop, two times for peace. One time for hip-hop, two times for peace. One time for hip-hop, two times for peace. Gotta carry it on, I refuse to let it cease. One time for hip-hop, two times for peace. One time for hip-hop, two times for peace. One time for hip-hop, two times for peace. Gotta carry it on, I refuse to let it cease. Rest in peace to the loudest, that's my DJ. Many memories that I sit back and replay. Last time we got to rock the spot was me and Z-Day. Rep your name forever, I'll never let it decay. Make it worse, I lost 9 about a week ago. Didn't many see the vision, he would still believe it though. Shit run for everything, appreciate the knowledge. Promise to stay on my job and keep remaining solid. Mission status valid, spitting ain't a challenge. Everybody sound the same, I just create a balance. Pures from my lyricism, hard not to feel a kid. Hit and change your frame of mind like Malcolm on a pilgrimage. Higher infinite power healing our people. Seem like they forgot, I'm just trying to be the sequel. Before I leave you, take it to the bank and cash it. Dell-P and Crakk kinda gave a world of classic. One time for hip-hop, two times for peace. One time for hip-hop, two times for peace. One time for hip-hop, two times for peace. Gotta carry it on, I refuse to let it cease. One time for hip-hop, two times for peace.
I can't wait till we start performing this song, man. This song gonna ride. Uptown Radio WGYN 98.5 FM. Mike, you want to take over?
Alright, here we go, man. Here we go. It's funny you opened with that. That's the song we brought along with, right? Because when we did the interview, the first time we sat on the album, that's the same joint that I started the show with, right?
Real right.
Yo, look, man, I really, that we met, I don't know who knows or how many people know, but we met, doing that
Cypher City.
The Cypher City joint, right? And you walked in the room, and I seen you walk in with like this swagger, like, yo, this dude walk like he nice with it. Like, and I hadn't heard any of your music at the time, but I'm like, I hope he nice with it, because he carry himself like, ain't nothing worse when you meet some cat, right? Like, he got the swagger, like he nice with it. Right. And then when he get on, you like, damn, he kind of whack. But now I got to front like I like him, right?
Right.
But nah, dude, you delivered that night, man, and I was like, yo, B, like, I really like your work, man, and then I started digging into your history and the work that you've been doing, man, and I was like, yo, this dude is really, really repping the culture the way I like, as a which I like to say is a first. I won't go.
A hip hop pioneer.
I won't go that far, but I will say, you know what I mean. I'm like my generation. I always say was the first generation born and raised on hip hop, right? We, I'm 51, so I grew up engulfed in in the birth of the culture, right? And so that was all I had, right? It wasn't like I was a disco kid and then this hip hop came along, or hip hop was already here and I was born into it, right? You know what I mean? I was just out in the world and this is what was raising me,
right?
And so finding you and hearing your sound and knowing that there are still MCs out here who take lyricism seriously.
Thank you, man.
Right? And take the message that they're delivering seriously.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Meant a lot to me because I think that's missing from the culture. And maybe it's not that it's missing from the culture, it's missing from what's being delivered to the people.
Right.
You know, and so with that, man, we jumped into the work you've been doing, man, and you know, I when I was looking through and I was thinking like, how do we want to start off, right? The people's MC.
Mm-hmm.
Just that idea of you being the people's MC.
Right.
Was that given to you, or did you just say, look, man, this is who I am?
You know what? The tag name came from, from what people were saying about me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you know what? I do it for the people. I am an MC. Like, it's deeper than rap. I'm a people's MC. We're gonna rock with that. You know what I'm saying? But it came from motivation of the people.
Gotcha.
They gave me that name, basically.
So, and then to carry that though, man, because that's a jacket that, like, when you put that on, man, like,
you gotta
really
wear it.
gotta
Wear that. Yeah, you gotta wear it.
And so from that, man, like, for you, what does it feel like, man, when you get that reception and when people come to you and they talk to you, you know what I mean? The same way I, like, show my appreciation for what you're doing.
It's humbly appreciated, bro. It's motivation, is inspiration because, like you said, what we're being, exposed to is not what I'm trying to put out in the universe. So when it's people like yourself, when it's people like No Slept On Radio, when it's people like Triple R Hip Hop Live that believe in what I do wholeheartedly, man, that means everything.
And so then when we the album, right?
Right.
I mean the album. What am I supposed to say, right? You got hit. You sent me the joint that said, the top 10 or the Houston radio station,
right?
That recognized your work as one of the top 10 albums of
2022.
Man,
Right.
when you saw that, what did that do for you, or what did that mean to you, man?
That mean we was right all along, me and you. You know what I'm saying? We was right. That just let us know we was right, and we just gotta keep pushing and keep going to different markets. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes what's promoted, what's popping is popping for a demographic, not for a whole generation.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
I just want to tap in with the people who want to build. That's it.
And that's for you to say something like it's promoted for a demographic and not promoted for the people, right?
Right.
For you to continue operating in the same space that you're operating in, right? Because you know
Right.
the work that you're doing is not going to be promoted for the people,
Right.
right? But you stay motivated in that lane anyway, right?
Because it's undeniable. If you think about all the artists that's really successful, i.e. Kendrick Lamar, where he just got named the greatest rapper of the generation. Let the public say it'll be who. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't gotta say his name, but we
ain't gotta start.
We know who it would be. You know what I'm saying? But they let you know he's the greatest MC of this generation. And he don't fall or conform to what's going on. So that just give me more hope. Like, bars are still appreciated. People that are being themselves, that's still appreciated. So I just gotta keep doing what I'm doing.
And then you open the album with the
Big
front
Bro.
call for Green, right?
Yeah, free reign.
And so then when I was listening to the album, there was a line, I don't remember what song it was, but it said, always press 1 whenever Reem called. Right? So what does it mean to you? First of all, what is your relationship with Reem? Who is Reem for people who don't know?
So shout out to my brother Donnie Boy, that's my partner from elementary school. His big brother is Reem. You know what I'm saying? So, me and Donnie always been close. So automatically, me being around Donnie, Reem treated me like a little brother, you know what I'm saying?
Got it.
So, he caused some trials and tribulations, and he's upstate for life right now. But it's looking like he's about to come home soon, so pray for my brother, big bro Reem, man. But he been locked up for about 20 years, but he always believed in Donnie and Dell-P from the beginning. So now he's just putting everybody on. He's in prison to the music. Coincidentally, Steady B was up there with him. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that connection happened.
So that was the follow-up was So why did you think, though, that it was important for you to include both his voice and Steady B's voice on this project?
No doubt. I would say because look what's going on in the industry right now. A lot of RICO cases going on right now. A lot of people getting exposed for not being about that life that they putting out there to sell millions of records, and they monetizing trauma out here. So I just wanted to get some perspectives from people who lived their life but caught the bad end. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the youngest will listen to a person who been there and is doing a life sentence before they listen to me. Even you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they listen to the music, whatever. But no, listen, I got connections with people that's really in it, in that situation that y'all are throwing rocks at. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what y'all doing. So I just wanted to put out the information, and I felt like it was nobody better than to get my big bro and to get stabbed for that.
All right, so and then to this point, I mean, we know that the album is being received well.
Yeah.
But how it's for you? Because I mean, obviously, you know better than I do. How's the album doing? When did it drop?
It dropped on Halloween. So that's another crazy thing for it to be labeled one of the albums of the year, and it just came out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's letting y'all know that it's definitely undeniable.
And what single is
right now? Don't forget the hyphen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was the first single.
Okay.
And the next one is Good Night with Peedi Crakk.
Listen, I'm an energy guy, right?
Yeah.
So that joint, that Good Night joint, always rings off for me.
My man.
Right? Because first, the album is good from beginning to end.
Thank you.
Thank you. You know what I mean? I very rarely listen to an album from beginning to end.
Right.
And that's, I always label myself as a grumpy old hip hop fan,
like
right?
the scrum.
Right, because that's who I am, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? And we've moved into a world where cats don't have to produce full albums anymore. You can have a hot single and ring off all day, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? You get 2 hot singles on your album, then we go listen to the album. You're like, damn, the best 2 songs is the ones that drop.
Ones we heard,
right?
yeah.
And ain't nothing else worth listening to on this album.
Right.
You, not just this album, man. When I went back and listened to your work, and you might remember when I gave you the call, I sent you the joint from the with the TED Talk.
Right.
And you had sampled the TED Talk.
Yeah.
On the album, and I had
still matter. Yeah.
right, and I had posted that same joint
Right. Crazy.
on my
right?
IG. And we didn't even know each other at the time.
Right.
And so I'm like, yo, like this connection, and this dude is like, his mind is operating in a very similar space
Word.
that my mind operates in.
No
You know what I mean? And so the album, from beginning to end, again, I go back to it's just a solid album.
Man, thank you.
You know what I mean? It's one of them deals where I think, in years past, cats could drop 5, 6 singles off the album.
Mm-hmm.
You got an album where you can drop 5, 6, 7 singles off the album.
Thank
You know what I'm saying? And they'll ring off. And I mean, you can just pick a song and be like, yo, this is the joint we're gonna do a video for.
Word.
You know what I mean? So what's the next single that y'all are looking to drop?
So after the Good Night joint, for sure, shout out to Son of the 215 and Jay Reezy. The joint I dedicated to my beautiful wife over there, Zayna. You know what I'm saying? It's called A Beautiful Thing, produced. Well, the whole album is produced by Crakk. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Crakk in the building. My man Jay Still. But yeah, it's going to be Don't Forget the Hyphen, Good Night, A Beautiful Thing.
I was gonna suggest that, right?
Word.
And I know when we was talking over at Glocker where they was teasing me because I don't really care for singing joints, and I don't really care for how much you love your wife, how much you love your mother's songs.
Right, but you want,
because I feel like we all love our wives, we all love our mothers. You just have a platform, so you make me look bad, right? Because my wife like, where my song? Right. But no, it's a great song, man, and I think it's important for us to share those messages, man, of family, of building with your wife and building with your team, right? And that's how we save our culture. That's how we build our people. That's how communities and we grow, right?
Yes.
And so I think it's important. So that would have been my suggestion, even though what the hell is my suggestion, right?
Listen,
but
man,
talk a little bit about that song, man.
Yeah, man, that was necessary. Like you said, man, like it's just like the other day on I don't know if you saw Drink Champs when Murder Mook did a freestyle about all the.
I didn't hear the freestyle. I just heard him and homegirl.
Yeah.
Rapping.
But the situation, you know what I'm saying? Like, the new talent is having no talent. That's what he basically said, and it rubbed her the wrong way because, you know.
Because she ain't got no talent. Who am I?
Right, you know, they want to be, you know, baddies, and you know how I go.
Yeah.
I just wanted to put that light on my wife because she be holding it down. You know
Look,
what I'm saying?
man, and I think it's important, man, for us to pick up
Right.
black women,
No
all
doubt.
women, our women. You know what I'm saying? And
'Cause
so
they know, you know, they say the black woman is not protected. No, not in this case. We got that.
yeah,
We got that.
dig it.
Yeah.
And I mean, and the fact that you dedicated a song to how important she is to
3
you.
songs,
3 songs. Excuse me, my bad. You know,
but this one as a married couple. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and just recently married.
Oh, she got to catch a whole album though. It sounds like.
Yeah, the next album the next joint is gonna be all about him and his wife. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up, though, man. And then what else I had in here? I wrote down a couple things, man. The joint. Oh, the fact that you are getting so much attention from legends in the game. You know, from Chuck D, Speeched. You know what I'm saying? Like, these is cats who, you know, they laid their work
Right.
20 years ago.
Right.
You know what I
They
mean?
laid the
30
blueprint.
years ago.
Right.
You know, and they checking for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What does that mean to you, man?
Unreal.
Talk about that, man. When
That's
you
unreal.
get a blue check mark from Chuck D, B, that's official tissue.
Man, that's unreal. You already know, man, growing up 87, 88, listening to Don't Believe the Hype. Come on, bro. Listening to Terminator X, listening to Tennessee and Revolution and Everyday People that had those, you know, them brothers just give me the green light with no, you know, oh yeah, you could give me a check for this
Right.
cosign.
Right.
When it's genuinely in their heart, they want to see me win. That's unreal, man. It's appreciated.
And then, and you know, I don't know if anybody in the audience had a thought or a question that they want to shoot up here, man. I'm just running through some thoughts and ideas that I had. But if somebody else got something on their mind, just holler it out. What else did I have on here, man?
You got it. Uptown Radio WJYN 98.5 FM. Mike Greenidge in the building. All right. Well, Mike gets his thoughts together. Why don't we bring in that song you were just talking about? It's a beautiful thing. We're gonna bring that in, and then we're gonna get questions from the audience in just a second. That cool?
That's cool.
Yeah, that'll work. Love is a beautiful thing.
Hi, this is Linda Richardson, president of the Uptown Entertainment and Development Corporation. The Uptown Entertainment and Development Corporation is a nonprofit, tax-exempt organization and is the owner of the historic Uptown Theater and WJYN 98.5 FM. The restoration of the Uptown Theater into a multimedia tech center needs your help. We are requesting donations to restore the Uptown Theater to preserve R&B history and renovate the theater into a performing arts venue. For more information, call 215-236-1878 or visit PhiladelphiaUptownTheater.org and make an online donation.
Uptown Radio WJYN 90.5 FM. We are broadcasting from the Fire. Special shout out everyone in the building. Hip hop is in the building. Dell-P is in the building. We're celebrating Dell-P's already worldwide critically acclaimed new album release, The People's MC. We've got Mike Greenidge in the building. Mike Greenidge is going to take over, and we're going to see who's got some questions for the young sir.
All right. So before we hop in that question, 1 second, brother. Who's singing on that joint?
Which one?
The joint that we just played.
Yeah, shout out to my brother Jay Reezy.
Yeah, I love that voice, man. I love that voice, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I mean? So, all
That's
right,
my guy.
I'm sorry, brother. What's your name again, man?
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. Go ahead, man.
Yo,
What's on
yo.
your mind, bro?
What's up, man? I'm a fellow New Yorker. Shout out to New York right there. Do that and say, say what's up. But I've been listening for 3 years or so. I just got hit to my brother a while ago, and when I listen to Dell-P, I get shades and shadows and of Rakim alive. So and I say that because the brother doesn't curse in none of his rhymes, right? So Rakim Allah was the last one to do it. So if you can follow the gauntlet like that, my question was that how does it feel to sort of pick up that mantle of Elijah, of Rakim, like Elijah and Elisha, hip hop wise? You know, it feels like that. Like, how does it feel to pick up that mantle and challenge yourself in that regard? If that makes sense.
Man, you will never believe. We used to have videos on VHS from the box back in the day, and my main video that I was memorizing was Microphone Fiend. So that's crazy that you say that. You know what I'm saying? Rakim is definitely a big influence to Dell-P. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for that comparison.
And it's funny that he brought that up because as I was listening to that album, as I was driving over, I'm like, yo, man, I don't know if I've heard Dell say, I don't know, can I say the N-word on the radio? I figured that. But I didn't want to say it, right? But I'm thinking to myself, yo, man, like, I think I've listened to like 6-7 songs. I don't think I heard that. Right? I don't know if I heard a curse.
Yeah.
Hold on, quick note about that. Dell-P sends a record. I don't check. It goes right on air. I don't even have to check with his records. They all go right on air. Unless it's a feature.
Gotta check the feature.
Gotta check the feature. But if it's a Dell-P joint, it's good for the kid.
Word.
But it's so in that vein, right? Do you consciously think about writing rhymes without curses, or it just comes natural at this point?
Well, at this point, yeah, it's just coming natural. But my grandmother challenged me a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? She like, yo, you talented. I would love if you didn't use the N-word. And I took it a step further and just said, I'm not gonna curse.
Dude, and it's crazy because there was a time, right, where that was the culture, that was the mindset, right? We didn't have to do that to sell records, right? And it was like, and for you to wear this hat and this shirt and this mantra as a wordsmith, right? It just proves that you are a wordsmith. The fact that you can produce a full album. And I can sit and listen to it with my kids in the car. I can sit and listen to it, you know, even if my wife ain't into what it is, she's not offended by what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? And that goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? For me anyway, you know what I mean? I think you should be applauded for that, man, and recognized for the fact that, dude, you put out a 100% quality hip hop album that I don't have to skip any tracks when my babies are sitting in the car with me.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? That means a lot to me, and I hope that means a lot to people who are just into hip hop, man. That they know they can pick up this album and rock out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where my man go? He walked away from the.
Well, you know, I love hip hop.
Introduce yourself to the people, man.
Yeah, my name is Tom. You know, figure out the rest. But no, I got one question for Dell, right? And you've been rapping for a long time, and you had a lot of styles.
Right.
How you keep, like, what's your brain, like, what's your brain when you be, like, writing your stuff or whatever you think about?
Right.
Because I always wanted to know this.
Right.
What you be thinking about when you be, like, in your own little situation and you just come out with the stuff that we gifted to listen to?
Man, real rap, like, you know, most of the times I gotta hear a beat. You know what I'm saying? I gotta hear the beat, and wherever the beat take me, that's what you're gonna get. Like, sometimes people will send some trash to my some trash. Like, you know how some people will hear your name ringing or whatever. Like, yo, check your email, but they ain't listening to your catalog. They ain't listening.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying. But depending on how the beat, you know what I'm saying, that's what you're gonna get. Like, if you give me some quality, like Crakk kinda off the rip gave me how many beats you gave me still from the gate? At least 20.
This man right here?
Yeah, my man. Jay Still, shout out to Crakk Kinda. They just knew what to send me. You know what I mean? But sometimes I could be at work. I just be at work minding my business. We don't really do much but watch people work for real.
Oh, pardon.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, pardon. You have a job and you still do what you do.
Yeah, listen, I wrote the album at work.
You for real?
I wrote, yeah.
No, look, I'm out of here, man. You really got a job?
What you really
Yeah,
got?
I be writing at work. Yeah.
But we ain't gonna say where your work is at, but you know, like you be at work
Yeah, and then just be in my
and you
head.
full-time working, you full-time rapper.
Yeah.
You got a gift, dog.
Thank you, bro.
Dude, that's it. You know, and it's crazy because I interviewed Reef Lost Cause the other
That's
day,
my
right?
guy.
Not too long
Shout out
ago.
to Reef.
And I said the same thing to him, man. It's like, yo, y'all full-time employed rappers is, and I don't understand. I mean, I guess I kind of understand because you need to eat, right?
Right.
But the idea of MCs with jobs, right? It almost seems like an oxymoron, right? Because you're like, yo, you got albums out. Why are you working?
Right. Was crazy. Shout out to Mad Skills. You know, that's what he was doing. He had a deal and still had a job. You know what I'm saying? David Banner said one of the best things that, you know, he seen out of me was, yo, this boy got a job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause a lot of rappers feel like they can't work.
Right.
Like for their image,
Right.
they feel like they gotta talk this, I'm on the block and this and that. So they scared to get a regular job.
Right.
I'm not scared to get no job.
But then they struggling.
Right, exactly. So
You know
just
what I
gotta be
mean?
comfortable in your skin.
Yeah, and, I mean, how you taking care of your family? 'Cause,
Right.
I mean, we all understand that the game
Yeah.
ain't gonna pay all your bills, man.
Right.
So you gotta work, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
no doubt.
bring my man.
Shout out. What's up, J Still?
Salute. This is Jay Still, one half of Track Quise. Salute to my brother Vinny J. So it's not really a question, but it's just to say, bro, I love working with you, bro.
Man, likewise.
So I'm gonna be
Likewise,
honest, this is like a revitalization of what we've been doing from the past, and it just feels great.
Man,
You know,
likewise.
how people
bro.
take that, you know, how they taking it right now. And it's like we doing it from what we love to do.
Yeah.
Traditional hip hop,
Dig it.
keeping it alive, not conforming.
Right.
And just really doing this thing.
No
and
doubt.
it feels good just hearing people talk about it, hearing it be, you know, it's played. It just feels great, you know. And
No
to
doubt.
do it with somebody like you, I thank God for Ant Live.
Yo, rest in peace to my brother
Yeah,
Ant Live.
Live
Everybody
put this together.
put a footstep for Ant Live, man. That's our brother.
Because
That's our brother.
if it wasn't for him pushing it,
It wouldn't be this album.
it wouldn't be this album.
Right.
And we finally put it together.
Word.
So I just, you know,
So
Man,
Jay,
thank you,
hold on
bro.
before you walk away, man. First of all, the name Track Quise is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I love the name,
I
right? It's
explain it.
crazy, right? Because it's kind of like,
I explain it.
go ahead,
Because
explain it.
people always they wonder what the name means. So Track Quise is the beat. Quise is a derivative of foundation. So the beat is the foundation of all of this.
Dig it.
So you're really saying the beat foundation. Track Quise.
Got it.
That's all it is.
Now, my question was, did y'all work in the studio together? Like, how did this
We
album
should have
come
been.
together?
We was on the phone. We was on the
There
phone
was
like
a lot,
creating.
of back and forth, a lot of, you know, hip hop conversations, a lot of, you know, direction of what we should do, you know, how we should do this, or what, you know, how we should really put it together. So it was a lot of phone conversation. You know, we're dealing in, you know, in this era, you know, it's just a lot of emailing and talking, but a lot of working back and forth for what he heard. Like you hear a sample or something, he say, hey, can you flip this?
Right.
You know, we flip it or we go back and forth. He said, nah, I ain't like how you flip that. Go back into, you know, start working it. So it was a lot of work. We just wasn't in the studio together.
Let's tell them about Don't Forget the Hyphen though.
So don't forget the hyphen. Just even that story alone. So my brother taught me how to make beats, my older brother. So I was at his house showing, just kind of getting him back together in regards to making beats. He had to do something with his wife, whatever. So I'm
It
just
happens, man, when you get married.
So just putting it together, just playing around. He said, hey, flip this. I put it together. It only took about 5 minutes. Put it together and just sent a rough draft. All it was is a rough draft. Just sent it to him. Next thing you know, he sent back the song.
Went crazy.
I was like, bro, I didn't even get to finish it. But hey, it was what it was. So
finished.
really what you're hearing is just something that was just spurred him on.
Dig it.
Sent it, made it. Man, if I could say that was probably an hour.
Hey, look, man, if you can get a check for an hour's worth of work, man, ain't nothing to complain about there.
Yeah,
man.
that was the wildest one. The hyphen was the
Yeah,
the
because
wildest one.
I was in the studio doing like 4 different joints, right? And he had just sent that out the blue. I said, oh no, we load this up right here. This it.
Because, I mean, when I listen to the album, right, it sounds like y'all spent time together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And whether it was on the phone, whether it was in person, like, because a lot of the tracks sound crafted to his work. You know what I'm saying? And I think oftentimes, who am I, right? But sometimes producers, they sit out beats, MCs get on the beat, but there was never that time to build a relationship and to build that, you know what I mean? So this beat is crafted for this MC or this MC.
So with Crakk, like, we just had to study him. We had to understand what he was doing.
Right.
Because if you hear any of our other work, it's not going to sound like what we did for him.
Right.
It's because any artist we work with, we study them. And we just figure it out. We try to play that lane and try to figure it out. But for him, that was our dream.
I love that,
because that's
man.
what we love to do.
Because I think that's how you get the best music, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of MCs, there's a lot of talented MCs and there's a lot of talented producers, right? But if they don't take that time to really cultivate relationships so that this track is built for this MC, because not every track is built for every MC, right? And this track is built for this MC. I think that's when we get those disjointed albums or these disjointed songs that don't really ring off. And you're like, yo, this MC is so dope, but they just can't make a record.
Facts. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just wanted to say, bro.
So what y'all got going next, man? What we looking for from y'all cats, man?
So from us is just, whoever, comes along want to work. We just free range right now. We just work it. It's no plan. Everything is no plan. We just work with.
We just bombing.
But more future with Dell-P for sure.
For sure.
All right.
I'm ready to be Jimmy. And at home, don't go anywhere, Mr. Crakk. Here for Crakk. Real quick, I need you to introduce yourself one more time to the people. There's been a lot of talk about this brand new record. Don't forget about the hyphen. Can you bring the record in for us? We want to blast this record over the airways. Uptown Radio, WGYN 90.5 FM. Mr. Here for Crakk. Can you introduce yourself and bring this record in? What's the name of this record and who produced it?
This is Jay Still, one half of Crakk. Salute to my brother Vinny G. This is the hyphen. Don't forget the hyphen. Dell-P.
Execution is the best solution. Giga players claiming they're greater, but it's never proven. Frustrated. Game I wrapped it up and duct taped it. Going hard when composing balls. None wasted, son saving. You ain't half as ill. Google in the booth and got that mass appeal. I'm the truth that lives matter still. King Peas, these fleas starting when I'm present. Recognize the blessing. Send flowers in my direction while I'm here to smell them. Lyrics locked in my cerebellum. Wanting all the smoke with them jokers. Go ahead and tell them that I'm here to murder and send them all. Beats it like when Derek run the ball. I ain't fearing none of y'all. I'm a titan. Coldest nights in my kitchen writing. Now I'm rubbing shoulders with Michael Eric Dyson. Lyrics strike them. Different from these kids, they hyping. Say my name, Dell-P. Don't forget the hyphen. Who saying they better point them out? Boy, I doubt. Worth enormous amounts, soon ahead corporate accounts, future mogul. Who mag Sony, my music global. BET, MTV, you dudes local. Told you, please don't say I didn't. I'm bringing light to my people like Akon did it. Soon as sell out seats in any place I visit. Murder in the first, they gon' say I did it. D-E-L-L, hyphen to the P. So not for sale, I-O-N-G. All hell the night is MC. One more time, I'm D-E-L-L, hyphen to the P. So not for sale, I-O-N-G. All hell the night is MC. About to be a breakthrough. Gotta watch for cowards cause they high off lean in K2. Got his king praise due. Lot of teams hateful. Playing the block, wanna apply for college or trade school. Rather follow grateful. Only live once, it's not a phase two. Treat it golden and never let your haters see emotion. Always keep it rolling. People chosen to get the people open. Lyricity, yeah, I keep it quoting. Definition of MIC controlling. I invested in myself, LLC in motion, artist / CEO. Leveling up, you see it's growing. My own machine, never settling for weak promotion. They try to mute you when you're not the usual. I got it locked from PHI way down to Honolulu. Yeah, they front, but when you up, scream about how they knew you. When you was young, I am not the one, I see right through you. I rebuke you. All squares get them from near me. No subliminal, I'm sending it clearly. Pretend they don't fear me. No one with this pen, it gets scary. I see careers ended severely. You hear me? They just catching on. Don't know my business hot. Wait till I get to platform, they call it Kendrick guys. Lord knows the war show, I don't attempt to watch. Others be garbage, shit me mopping up a chicken spot. Most next on radio.
right, y'all.
Uptown Radio, WJYN 90.5 FM, Channel 8, tuned in worldwide, Uptown Radio, Philly.org. We got Mike Greenidge in the building. Fox 29, Dell-P is on the phone right now, making business deals. We got handle business. We got Taylor Made is in the building. Quise Freeman in the building. Dell-P is definitely in the building with the Wordsmith gear on. Let's get to it.
You know what I mean? And big shout to Uptown Radio, man, for giving us a space on their platform, man. To come out here and talk about you and talk about your work, man. You know, and I think I told you this before, man, at the Legacy joint, right?
Right.
Looking good, feeling good, smelling even better.
Right. Shout out to Forever Telling Me.
Man.
Shout out to my brother Teeth. Yeah, man.
Yo,
the
man.
Legacy, that's Wordsmith Entertainment right there.
Love that joint, man. Cause it's like, you know, cause I say that all the time. It's like my theme song, right? When I walk in the building, man, I want to look good. I'm all feeling good.
Look good, smell good, so good.
Right? If I can throw a little smell good on it.
Throw my Creed on for my baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Love me in that Creed.
And it's ill, right? Because when I heard it, I was like, yo, that don't even really feel like Dell-P, but it feels like Dell-P. Right. It's kind of like, it's a little bit of a flash, right? But it's still like humble enough, that it ain't a straight up show off.
No, it's like I'm comfortable in my skin type situation. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody want to feel good, look good, and smell good.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah. So it's like I don't have to be just cause I'm on some uplift energy.
Yeah.
Don't think I ain't gonna be fresh.
We gonna look good doing it.
We gonna look good fresh when I come through the space, man. And so that joint, man, always rings off when I hear it, man. And then there was this other joint. Damn,
well, this is my favorite beat on the album. I love this beat. This beat just clicks in my head.
I heard, you wanted to kick some bars in this joint.
I was in the car. I heard Taylor Made go off on this. I was like,
No doubt.
And then the other joint was the 5-star joint.
Oh man.
Right? When it's in your veins, they don't need to try hard.
No, it ain't.
Talk about it, man.
Came from Lil Maine, 4 Wings Fried Hard. Now we in the game, and we leading by 4. Paid to hit the stage, and we eating 5 stars.
Dig it,
you know what I'm saying? Like we just telling our life, man.
And really, cause those songs, right? It's just like, yo, be who you are, man.
Right.
Stop fronting for the people. It ain't that hard, man. Just get comfortable in your space, man, and rock out.
No doubt.
And I think that's what really attracted me to you in that moment, right? When we first met that time, I'm like, yo, this dude, like, he's really comfortable with who he is. Now I don't know if that's because you knew you were a quality MC, or that's just your upbringing, or that's just
that's just me. That always been me, man. Always. That's just I don't know no other person to be.
Dig it. And I say that all the time. It's easy being me, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I think we, oftentimes, especially in hip hop, man, people feel like they have to put on a face for the game, right?
And the thing is, my persona or whatever, it's not like, oh, I think I'm better than people. I just believe in what I do. I believe in that, and I'm gonna give you the utmost respect. So that's what I want to receive. That's it. That's point blank.
And lastly, man, when's the last time you had to battle somebody, man?
Gilly.
You battled Gilly?
Yeah.
What, when we was freestyling?
When we went to Delaware.
That wasn't no battle. We was just going back and forth.
It was one of them Jones.
Yeah, we was getting busy.
It was one of them Jones.
No, but I think my the most the official battle was with my man. You ever heard of Street Spitters?
Nah.
All right, they from North. They've been doing their thing a long time. But my man Moo, that's my man. But he always tell me like, damn, girl, you got over on me. True story.
Is there somebody out there who you like? Not that you like. Yo, I'd like to get in the ring with this cat. Is somebody who you think will test your skill?
I mean, it's people. It's plenty people I got respect for. With the pen,
but you think it'd be like this for the culture? This would be
crazy. It would have to be somebody outside the city, cause I'm from Philly. I'm repping Philly, so I would say in a battle, I would battle Joey Badass or somebody,
Okay.
something like that.
Okay.
Like I got respect for him, but that'll be
Can I jump
somebody.
in? Not to speak for the man, but I just feel like Dell-P is an MC that battles life every day. I don't think an MC walking this earth is worthy of battles with Dell-P. And the way he puts his lyrics, I feel like he battles day to day. Like
I hear what you're saying. The reason I ask it, right, is because of the way he puts his lyrics, right? It's a different fight. You know what I'm saying? You can't come to a battle with Dell-P and just be on some rah-rah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this. Like, you gotta be intellectually sharp.
Listen, I used to battle people, right? And they'd spit a 16. And it'd be me and my homie. We'd know. Like, they'd come through the block or whatever. And I'd be like, that's it? You got more? Because I'm about to give you a 50 or 100 bar straight out. Like, my man Don know, you know what I'm saying? Overbrook days. Like, bars is always up.
Like, that's, and I
Bars
think
always been up.
that's why I ask, right? Because I think for for someone who loves lyricism, to hear you go bar for bar with somebody who's lyrically sharp. I mean, there's a lot of good MCs. There's a lot of MCs who got great styles, but there's a lot of MCs who don't really say anything, or they say the same thing over and over and over. They just say it differently.
No, somebody I used to love going back and forth with, like just in the cypher, just barring it out with, is my man Raw Buck. That's with D Block. Raw Buck is nasty. He just actually got out of prison not too long ago. He was Styles and Jada and them. But me and him used to be on 59th and Master, just going back and forth. They used to love that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Raw Buck. He nice.
Yeah, man, but that's about it, man. And you know what I mean? We're gonna wrap this up and we're gonna get ready for the show, man. Again, man, phenomenal album, man. Look forward to seeing you get up here and rock the stage, man, for the people.
Oh, I want to make an announcement too, man. In January, y'all know what we represent first, man. The youth, the city, trying to make stuff better in the community. I just signed an agreement with the public libraries to go through all the public libraries through the city, doing workshops.
Dig it. So that's what's up, man. So before we hop off, what will the workshops entail?
Oh man, MCing and DJing, just telling my story, performing for the kids, giving them that wordsmith merch, like whatever I can do to help better the situation.
Dig it.
Yeah, and it's gonna be from January to June.
January to June, and it's public library.
Public library, shout out.
You got a first date?
Well, they gonna lock me in with the itinerary real
Okay.
soon, but I just officially signed the paperwork and they sent it back today.
So
like it's a go.
for people to find out, when they
just
go to Dell.
Follow Dell-P 215, and on Twitter is who is Dell-P. That's who is DELLPEE on Twitter. I just got my Twitter back because they banned me because of the MAGA people.
It don't matter, man. It don't matter. You know what I mean? Everybody gets knocked off of social media.
But I'm back.
You back now. You back now.
Yeah, man. Thank everybody for coming out, man. That really mean a lot to me. That y'all believe in what I got going on. Shout out to Triple R Hip Hop. Shout out to you, my brother.
Hey, it was a pleasure.
Showing love since
Appreciate
Cypher
it,
City
everybody.
and always been solid. I don't know if y'all know, but this man gave me my first national TV appearance. You know what I'm saying? On the 215. I was on the first. I was on the pilot episode.
It might have been. Was it the first?
Yeah,
the first or second?
one.
It was early in the game.
The first one. I was on the first episode, man. So that let y'all know, man. Let's get it. Shout out to my brother Teller May. Shout out to my brother T. Shout out to my brother Quise Freeman. Shout out to my wife Zayna. Shout out to Crakk. Shout out to Big Bro Tone in the building. Listen, man. Shout out to Judd. Shout out to Shad. Shout out to Most Slept On Radio. Shout out to the fire, man. Let's light this joint on.
There it is, man. Hey, Uptown Radio, thanks again, man, for giving us.
Shout out to my man Jeremiah too, man. You already know.
Man, thanks for giving us this platform, man. Del, thank you for being 100% official with what you do, man. How you move through the city, man. The culture needs you, and you say it to me all the time, Mike. The culture needs this.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? I do this for the people.
I do.
And I think we both approach what we do the same way, man.
Right,
I think
and that's why
we
we locked in.
You know what
Ain't no
I'm saying?
switching up. We
So-
locked in, ain't no switching up.
Appreciate it.
Love
y'all.
you, baby. Thank you,
All right.
Zayna, for everything. Make sure y'all get something off of her site, Zay Shay. She got the best shea butters in the world. I said it.
All right, y'all. We gonna hop into a little bit of music while we clean up.
I'll turn ready to be GYN 98.5 FM. Y'all make some noise. Brand new album release. The People's MC worldwide critically acclaimed. We're gonna bring in that legacy record that has been so much talked about, featuring Taylor Made, featuring Steve. Let's get to a big